Hey guys, it's Claire Aiken, the Fiddle Leaf Fig girl, and today I want to tackle a question that I get all the time, which is how to care for a baby Fiddle Leaf Fig. I love this question, and let me go over some criteria of what constitutes a baby, and then I'll give you my top tips for how to improve the life of a baby Fiddle Leaf Fig. So first of all, what makes up a baby Fiddle Leaf Fig? Technically, all houseplants are actually, young plants. They're not mature plants growing in the wild. So a mature Fiddle Leaf Fig would be actually a tree growing in the wild at the full height of, maybe 60 feet tall, and it's actually producing fruit. We very, very rarely see Fiddle Leaf Figs produce fruit indoors. Actually, all indoor plants are young or adolescent plants. But I think when people are saying a baby Fiddle Leaf Fig, they're saying either one that they bought at the store that's a tiny little baby, or one that they propagated from a leaf and has new roots and they're planting it and it truly is like an infant. So when caring for younger Fiddle Leaf Figs, the key is that they're going to want a little bit more water than a older plant. So whereas this plant could really tolerate a lot of drought, younger Fiddle Leaf Figs that are still developing their root system and actively growing need a little bit more water. So it's not that you want to overwater them, but you do want to keep it a bit consistently moist, more than you would for sort of an older Fiddle Leaf Fig. Whereas if you kept this one consistently moist, it would get root rot, as it has here. So one thing is that you do want to give them a little bit more water so that their root system can develop. You want to make sure that you use the right soil so that it's easy for the young baby roots to grow through the soil. So too hard of a soil, too compact of a soil isn't going to be good. You want to use a light, porous soil that will stay moist, that won't stay soggy, and will allow the roots to really grow quickly. Another thing is, because babies by definition grow quickly, right? That's their goal, is to get bigger so that they're stronger and they have a bigger chance of survival. So to grow as fast as they can for that survival, you want to give them a lot of nutrients. Make sure you're feeding your baby Fiddle Leaf Fig. So you could give it Fiddle Leaf Fig plant food. I really like this liquid plant food because you can give 1 teaspoon each time you water, and it'll give it enough to have that sustained release of the nutrition that it needs. We also make a really cool product called Houseplant Multivitamin. So whereas people, should eat a balanced diet, but they should also take vitamins for all the missing, nutrients, minerals, and vitamins that they may be missing. Plants are the same way. There's actually dozens of minerals that plants need, and most fertilizers are just at NPK, and that's basically just food for growth, but it's not all of these elements that they need to really be as healthy as they can be. Giving your baby Fiddle Leaf Fig plant food, but also a vitamin, is a really, really good idea, and giving it, diluting it each time you water so that it gets in consistent use, so that as it's producing new leaves, it can consistently use these vitamins, minerals, and food. So the next thing is to give your plant a lot of light. Younger Fiddle Leaf Figs can be a little more susceptible to sunburns. You don't want to ever give them direct afternoon sun, but they can take a little bit of indirect morning light. Put it in the sunniest part of your home. One bonus tip, if you want your plants to grow a little bit faster, is you could put these plant heating pads underneath them. The warmer the root system, the warmer the plant, the better it'll grow. If you really want to baby your baby Fiddle Leaf Fig, I recommend putting a lot of humidity on it, so you could use a humidifier. I don't recommend misting because that doesn't actually increase the relative humidity, but if you want to just give your plant a little more humidity, that could help in its, just general comfort, and it helps it retain more of its own moisture, and it keeps from some of the ruffling that occurs. Like in this leaf, you can see it got so dried out that it's actually sort of puckering or ruffling, and that happens when plants put out a new leaf and it's too dry of conditions. It can actually cause too much loss of water through the leaf, and it kind of becomes deformed in a way. So my last tip for raising a healthy, happy baby Fiddle Leaf Fig is to give it a name and to bond with it. It's such a special experience bringing up a young plant. Just like, if you were to get, adopt a young baby or to get a puppy, you sort of just bond deeper with, things that you get when they're a very young age. And so I think it's important to start bonding with your baby Fiddle Leaf Fig early. Give it a name, bond with it, check on it, notice, use your intuition to notice if something seems off, or if it seems like, it's not getting enough light, or it's getting too much water. Just kind of notice the different things that your plant is trying to tell you so that you can have a good relationship. It's good to invest early in this relationship with your plant so that when it becomes this big, tall, towering majesty, it can be as healthy as possible, and you can have a really fulfilling relationship with your plant. So I hope these tips for your baby Fiddle Leaf Fig were helpful. If they were, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will insert a picture of my baby who is 15 months old. He's my youngest baby. He's a person. His name's Tucker. I'll put a picture of him right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.